Hello, good evening. Welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Lauren.
And I'm Ian.
And this is our Strength and Swings class, where we practice our strength with our kettlebells.
Nice.
Swing a little bit tonight. Actually, we're going to squat and press, do some get-ups. Until then, let's get warmed up and ready for some action. I'm going to move my bells a little bit off to the side here.
We know that I'll put in some rules into effect, and so will Lauren through today's practice. So right now, there's no rules. Just get yourself towards the floor. Now that we're here, let's sit in that modified 90-90 or the mer person sit position here. Ask yourself, mirror yourself. Do you look slumpy like me or A+ styles like Lauren?
I was mirroring you. You told me to.
I like it. So slump a little bit, but then use that other hand as the outrigger. Imagine where those hips are or touch them and sense where they are right now. And keep the shoulders over top. Keep pushing through that hand. Maybe you could take that hand away, engage that core musculature, sit up tall. If this is super challenging, bump up your butt on a pillow or a little yoga block. Breathe into this. Let's come back to this side in just a second. With no hands, if you can, switch to the other side. Maybe it's easier to get into. Maybe you had to do that S turn. But modify that 90 with pointed toes if you can. Then use this outrigger hand, the one on my left, to press through the floor to, again, square up those rib cages over top of the hips. Breathe through this. Feel some stretch on the glutes. Check out the feet. Then maybe again, could you take away the hand sitting up nice and tall? Peel, pull, push tension from the floor to help us here. And then with or without those hands, let's switch back. And one more exercise for me. This time we'll be in the 90-90 modified position on our elbow, just like in our get up. From here, take that top hip, extend or press forward, and then that bottom leg, slurp or compress into the hip. Next, take the hand across the chest if it isn't, retract those shoulder blades, and then with your head and neck, look towards the elbow on the floor. Then keep the shoulders retracted, particularly the one here on my left, and rotate sternum towards the floor next. Then look to the ceiling, and then rotate through the rib cage. At this place, push the top hip forward, pull the bottom one underneath, and look to the elbow one last time. Let that rib cage follow in a rotation to close. And then again, look to the ceiling with the head neck. Press through the elbow, opening up through the chest, and then press through the floor, ending up in a tall sits position on the floor. With hands, with no hands, let's just switch and do the same thing to the other side. Pack that shoulder, stack the shoulder on top of the elbow, 90 degrees like our lunges will be in later today's practice. The top hip pushes forward, the bottom leg pulls in, and from there with the hand across the chest, we'll look to the elbow on the floor. From there, we rotate through the torso, that T-spine, sternum faces the floor next. Then look to the ceiling, press through the elbow, the rib cage or spine opens up. One last time, we'll look to the floor. Close then through the upper back next. And then lastly, looking up to the ceiling, rotating through the rib cage, pressing through to that tall sits position. We'll hang out here, and we'll throw it over to Lauren to get those wrists and hips going again.
So we won't hang out here. We're going to move into all fours, bringing our knees underneath us and connecting with the floor with our hands. To get there, sit up tall for a second, extend your hips. Then extend your arms, retract your shoulders. Straighten your elbows right here, so those elbow pits are trying to face up to the ceiling. Now we'll hinge our hips back. First, we'll connect with our fingertips. Keeping your elbows straight, your shoulders packed, place your fingers on the floor, so your callus line will come down. Gently shift from side to side, pinky to index, rolling. Are your elbows still straight? Now we'll connect the floor to the palms to the floor. Again, really screw those forearms in so your elbows remain straight as you connect. Once here, shoulders are packed. We'll draw some light circles with our shoulders so our weight drifts around our wrists in a smooth circle, going through some wrist extension, some lateral extension, some back extension, all those extensions. Gently switch directions. some wrist flexion in there too.
No, I don't think so. Not much.
This is wrist flexion right here.
Well, when you push the back forward, I guess there is, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, this is wrist extension.
Yeah.
That's right. It's backwards because flex. Because this is the man. So when he goes like this. Anyway, we'll do the same thing, arms extended out. Our fingertips will touch down. This time they're facing sideways. Fingertips first, elbow pits forward, palms connect. And then from here, right fingers push into the floor, sending you to the left. And then left fingers pushing you into the floor, sending you to the right. As you're doing this, those shoulders stay packed, the elbows stay straight, drifting from side to side. Come back to center, keep the elbows straight, push the palms away from the floor, and then flick to finish that up. From here, we'll bring one leg through into our kneeling lunge, which will be important for our get up today. Let's push down in that front foot and kind of pull it in, but don't move it. Then push back on that back hip. So our back hip's tucked under and pushing forward, pushing down, pulling in, that scissor effect in the hips. So much scissor that you'll actually drift a little bit forward. Knee towards over the toe, making sure you're staying stacked, shoulders over top of hips, and not arching that low back. Now relax for a second. Then retuck under and squeeze. Maybe you can drift a little bit further forward. And then this time we'll push forward, return to tall, but keep extending that back hip through. And relax. Take that same foot, heel toe it open as you would in your get up. Stay slightly tucked under so that back cheek is squeezed. This time we're pushing down and pulling in slightly side here. As we pull, that might cause us to drift again, that knee towards over the toe. Again, the hips are extended forward, keeping that back cheek squeezed. Now drive down and press away, getting yourself back up tall. Repeat that one more time. Feel that pull as you drift knee towards over the toe. And then press back to center. Let's heel toe that foot to the front. Keep that back cheek tucked under and squeezed. Your back toe is tucked right now. I want you to push down and forward with your front foot and down and back with your back foot. So much so you hover slightly off the floor and hold for 3, 2, and then tap down. We'll pull that leg underneath. Do the same thing on the other side.
That burned.
Bend to the front. With that slight hip tuck under, we already should feel that hip flexor in that front. We're pushing down. We're pulling it in. As we add that pull, we had that little bit of that drift forward. Stay tall and then press forward, meeting yourself at tall on the back. One more time. Pull, gently drifting forward. Back hip still extended, knee towards over toe. And then press forward to tall. From there, heel toe that leg open to the side. We still have that back hips tucked. Our foot and our knee are in line and our hips and shoulders square forward. From here, we're pushing down and we're adding that little pull. That little pull is going to allow us to drift knee towards over that lateral foot. And then press back to tall. Keep extending that back hip. Repeat one more time. Feel that pull. That adductor fires up a bit. We feel that knee towards over toe. And then press back through to tall. Heel toe to the front. You know it's coming this time. Our back toe is tucked under. We're pushing down and forward, down and back. Feel that pressure tension as you lift off. Keep your back hip extended for 3, 2, soft landing. That leg was tireder for me. Tireder is a word.
More tired.
Pulling underneath. From here, we're going to go through our plank, then our A-frame position to stand up and work through a little squat warm-up. So with our hands connected to the floor, let's first find our high plank position. Toes tucked. Hips lift, scoop them under, squeeze the buns, pull the shoulders down, brace the core. You're at the top of your kettlebell swing, the top of your press, top of your get up. Lots of tension for 5, 4, 3, 2. Gently now tilt the tailbone towards the ceiling, lifting the hips up towards your A-frame elephant down dog shape. Take a breath. Maybe pedaling those heels, but prioritize that long spine as you walk your hands back to your feet. Hips go back, and then press through to tall.
Whew. Those hamstrings felt that one.
Hamstrings.
We'll be squatting later in today's practice. Let's condition those feet and the positions for the squat. When we stand up at the squat, it presses away from center, cramping those glutes, extending the hips. When we pull ourselves down, Gather tension, feel those adductors, adjust your pants, adjust your stance, and pull yourself to your squats position. The hips are lower than those knees or approaching there. And for this set, challenge that dorsiflexion or knees over toes task. Maybe 5 more seconds here. Find center. Now let's take that breath in and core brace, extend through. Let's repeat one more time for this set, warming up that squat. Personalize your stance. Perhaps this time we can pretend we have that goblet hold in the front. Pull yourself down. This time, keep your foot flat, but let the knee go toward the middle. Then keep your foot flat and reach it to the back. Same thing other side. When we reach that knee to the midline, the pinky might want to open. When we reach the knee away, the big toe might want to open. Maybe one more time each side. Lauren's legs say, whoa, that's enough. Push away, stand up. Hiya. We'll get down to the floor again. Listen to Lauren's cues for the plank.
Let's warm up that hinge here. So we'll send our hips back, tilting the tailbone slightly to the ceiling, keeping the nice long spine. Just hang out here for a second. Feel that load on the hamstrings. Maybe lift the hips up a little bit, making the shins more vertical, wearing that a bit more on the hips and hamstrings. Then we'll drop. We'll walk our hands back out to that high plank position. Again, scooping the hips, tucking under. Pull that floor together with tension. Breathe. All your fingertips are down. Callus line, thumb, shoulders packed, elbows straight. Breathing, butt squeezed, kneecaps pulled up. Now, relax the tension a bit, lifting the hips towards the ceiling, pushing the heels towards the floor, walking yourself back through a nice long line spine, and press to tall.
One last time, let's warm up that squat as if we have that goblet in our position. Kettlebell in the goblet position, rather. At the top, we can take that breath in. As we pull down, we're holding our breath, and core brace, exhale at the top. Sniff in at the top. Pull yourself down, that extra brace, extend through. One more time.
You dropped your goblet.
Drop my goblet. Keep that goblet in tight. Core brace. Press the tall. And then add the shake and wiggle to resume. We have kettlebells off to the side. It's time to get going on a couple loaded get-ups here. I'll be taking my light load of 2. Do you have a heavy load, a light load? Maybe we can use those later in today's practice. But take our load, and again, Lauren, take us through the first get-ups here.
Pick a kettlebell.
Kettlebell.
One get-up each side, followed by 2 get-ups in a row each side, followed by 1 get-up each side. You can ease into this with a lighter bell, as Ian said. You can get right to your big bell, whatever it may be. Get your bell out.
Lauren goes for the big one. Oh my goodness.
I'll find the other one.
I guess I'm not that surprised. Ooh, I hope I didn't break a rule though.
No rules. Come on down.
Okay.
No matter where you're doing or what you're doing, or, well, actually, what you're doing is a get-up. So starting your get-up in that cuddle position, we roll, we press with 2 hands. We make sure our room is clear. And then we work through our first get-up using that hip drive to press. Finding our hand. We're sweeping under that bell. Also, we could be warming up this get-up with just our body weight too, and that would be just as appropriate. Come down with control. Use that scissor tension in the hips as we warmed up. And slowly make your way to your back, pulling the bell down and returning it to the floor via the cuddle.
Oh yeah.
Flip your body around the bell. And let's do the same routine on the other side.
It always starts with that cuddle.
Always.
Cuddle, roll to the back, core press. Get up stance, drive the hip, pull the elbow. Tall sit next. Bridge it, sweep a leg, extend away from the floor. Square up the lunge, core tension, and then pull ourselves down, scissoring in for control. And then opening, we hinge and find the floor. Sweep the leg, elbow, and to the ground. 2 hands on, cuddle it down. And then we get to do it again. Do you need a lighter bell, heavier bell, groove it with the body weight, or that old-fashioned shoe? I know we have 2 reps coming up now, practicing those time under tension techniques.
So 2 in a row this time. Come on down, let's get going here. When we do 2 in a row, we come all the way to our back, but we leave that bell up in the firing range position. Take your time, 1 move at a time as you work through this get up. Breathing where you feel the need and desire, but keeping that core brace the whole time. As you finish up this first of 2, on your first side here, keep the bell up. Repeat again. Stacking those shoulders when you sweep, rotating around the bell, and using both legs on your lunge. Keeping that nice long spine on the way down, rotating and hinging before you sweep. Always parking that bell with control.
There we go. We got a little close there, but again, you should be coming down and down in the same positions. If you're turning around the room, get your bearings. Give us some space here, Lauren, and we'll do it. The cuddle, it's 2 in a row with a press. Firing range to hip extension. Tall sit with the elbow packed. Sweep, windmill, square up that lunge, and pull down.
Pull down.
Pull yourself down in that lunge. Open up, hinge, stack, sweep, elbow to the back. One more time, it's the hip extension drive. Pull ourselves through into the windmill. Then our lunging square to tall, pull ourselves down in the lunge. Open, hips, hinge, find the floor. Sweep the leg to the tall sit, elbow to the back. 2 hands on and down. I guess I'm not used to talking in the get up as much here under load. Lost my words. We have 1 more each side, Lauren, don't we?
Yes, this is
Excellent.
correct. Whew. 1 more time each side.
Okay.
Let's go right now. Always starting the same in the cuddle. Again, 1 move at a time. All you're thinking about right now is each independent move linked together. No thinking about dinner. No thinking about work. Just the kettlebell over your head. Control the down. And finish with that nice pull down. Whew. Take a couple seconds off. But just some seconds. And we'll do get up number
1 more.
8 of the day. I know, but I'm not saying 1 more because there could be 1 more later.
Yes, there's a secret item on that menu.
So get up number 8 so far. Here we go. Last one for now, at least.
Focus on the moves, as Lauren said. Pack the shoulder. Execute with precision. I'm tall standing. Then we'll pull ourselves down. Open and windmill underneath that load. Sweep the leg. Find the elbow. Core brace to the floor. And down. And down. Right on. Let's get up. No rules, except maybe no hands as well for the additional challenge. And now here, I've checked in with my bell. I've realized that my ring is on. So I like to make sure to have a nice secure grip with these kettlebells. Make those adjustments as you need. Light bell, heavy bell, Lauren. What are we doing with it?
We're doing some presses and some squats today. So we're going to end up doing 6 rounds. 3 of those rounds are going to be presses with your lighter bell if you have one. And 3 of those rounds presses with your heavier bell. It's going to look like this. I'm going to press on one side my light bell once. Then Ian's going to press his light bell once. I'm going to do my other side once. Ian's going to do his other side once. Then at the same time, we'll squat together 5 reps, bell of your choice. Put it down. We'll do the same routine next time with the heavy bell. I go, you go. I go, you go. What you need to know about that is when we're pressing, you're either pressing with me or you're pressing with Ian, and you're taking a rest in between. And then you're going to squat with both of us.
Sounds good.
I'm starting with my light bell here for 1 rep. We're hoping also to do 1's on light and heavy, 2's on light and heavy, 3's on light and heavy, and we'll go from there. Choose your bell. First set of presses, 1.
Lauren adopts that cheat clean from the ground to the rack, super strong movements overhead, and back to the floor before you know it. I like the bell behind in that cheat clean as well.
Team Ian, 1 press, core tension, that plank position we used earlier. Team Lauren, second side, same bell, 1 rep.
The tension on the press. Even though it might be a light bell, groove this technique to show up in the heavier load.
You go, 1 press, butt squeeze, core brace, and down. Whether it's that bell or a different bell, depends on you, 5 squats. I'm gonna actually go with my lights and heavies today.
Same.
Over top of your bell, use your hinge, pull, catch, regrip, goblet position, 5 squats, pulling down, pressing away. Feel that tension on the adductors as you pull yourself into that squat. All toes are heavy on the floor. Glutes are squeezed at the top, core is braced, and then use that hinge to place it down.
Right on.
That was round 1 of 6. Take a breath.
The second round of 6 is to the same repetition number, so that's our 1s, with your heavier bell. If you don't have a heavier bell, do the same work with the same bell. And it's here, Lauren goes for 1 rep, core press, back to the rack, back to the floor, and then us, 1 rep.
Team Ian, 1 rep, lightly, slightly heavier bell than the last time.
There we go.
Here we go, second arm.
Little rest in between, stay loose. Giving yourself that little rest in between allows to press those heavier loads.
Whew. Catch your breath. Stay loose in those grip muscles as we're gonna have to hold that bell in our squats.
Okay.
Right now. So back over top of your bell, 5 squats. Use your hinge, pull, catch, step, pull down. To toe. Repeat. That bell is just off your chest. You're keeping your shoulders retracted. 1 more, right?
This is 5.
And then use that hinge to park the bell.
Lauren picks it up in that cheat clean, same with me, toes mostly forward, and then squatting, find your preferred stance. Make it up a little bit, find the right places for you, and I think it's back to our lighter bell for 2 repetitions of our overhead press.
This is me saying all of our squats might be slightly different, and that's okay. All right, light bell. 2 on
Team
the
Lauren here, 2 repetitions with the lighter bell. It's the technique, the feet ground, the butt squeeze, the core brace, and don't forget that breathing match.
Same thing, Team Ian. 2 presses. Feel that drive down into the floor, the strong foundation, in order to send your bell overhead. Second side.
Whew. Push down to get up. It's that power of the armpit connecting the rib cage to hips to then utilize the shoulder to press.
Whew. Just like Ian said, keeping that lat engaged. So at the topmost of our press, we have that shoulder set versus reaching up, losing power into the ear. All right, 5 more squats.
The rest's come around quick. Let's do it. Whew. Bless you. We'll wait for Lauren here. It gives us extra rest. Not that I ever ask for that.
So studio lights. All right, 5 squats. Hinge, pull, catch, step as needed, pulling down, pressing away. Bell is just off the body, trying to break parallel, but also prioritizing that nice long spot.
You got it.
To lose.
Yeah. Don't let the bell round you, is what Lauren was saying. Keep the shoulders back, spine strong and long.
Set 2, heavy bell. I'm going to try for 2 presses in a row on my first side with this bell. Maybe you stick to 1.
You can do it. We're trying to go up that ladder, as Lauren's mentioned, 1s, 2s, and 3s, but pick the number for you that helps you stay successful. Avoid failure this early in the workout. Drop the bell, play with your timing. Great looking reps there, Lauren.
Don't actually drop the bell. Just drop some weight in the bell. All right. First side for Ian here. Also going for 2 with this heavy.
Oh yeah. Feels good to put some heavy stuff overhead. Heavy's relative. Anything of a kettlebell is a heavy load. Any dumbbell is a heavy load relative to you and your experience. Strong press, Lauren, 1 and 2. When I looked over there, she wasn't too happy with the grip, so she took a second, re-gripped before her second rep. Take your time.
True. The grip is very important on your press. When you are gripping for that press, we're trying to get close to that pinky side corner of the bell so we can drive that energy through that tricep and up.
Oh, Lauren, those sound effects help.
I know, I think that was from the textbook, actually.
Yeah, make sound effects, it helps.
Learned that in school. All right, back over top of your bell. Hip hinge, pull catch, 5 squats. Up. Elbows in, shoulders retracted, bell is just slightly off the body. Keeping that nice breath pattern. Last one. Use your hinge. Up without.
Okay.
2 more rounds left, Ian.
2 more rounds, light and then heavy. We're looking for 3 repetitions. With the lighter bell, I could probably do a couple more. With the heavier bell, currently that's my limit. Light and heavy, play with both. And when Lauren's ready, it's 3 repetitions of that overhead press. Gather. Pace yourself, rest yourself, press yourself. And then my turn.
Whew. I really thought I'd squeeze my butt on that last set of presses, and it really helped stabilize the core and make sure that we don't arch that low back, getting a little too bendy. Use them. You want them. You got them because you're standing upright.
You got them. It's just cramping them for safety as well as ultimate strength. Lauren's hand as well is gathering that tension from outside. Practice full body stiffness, core tension for stability in our press.
All right, team Ian, second side, light bell, 30 reps. Round 3 of 3 with this bell here today. We have that strong off-arm tension. Good. That was a gentle tap, by the way. I don't know how it sounded.
I think she slapped me.
I only did it because you call yourself out on that arm all the time.
We don't want that tension. No loosey-goosey in that moment. Be loose now, but full body tension throughout.
Hulk it. Don't.
Second last squats.
I don't know who does that, but okay. Second last time. Hinge, pull, catch. 5. Where are your blades? Pull them together. How's your abs braced? And are you pulling down and pressing away? Hinge.
Feeling the abs in a bike ride yesterday, I think. But I'm glad my legs are recovered and we're feeling strong.
All right.
1 more set of presses today.
This is a big one.
This is a big set.
Get ready. Channel the inner Hulk.
You got it. Have that routine. You might include stomping the feet a little bit. Core body tension, the can-do attitude. That's 2 for Lauren. Pull and hip. Press for the very challenging 3. We want that last rep to be the hardest today. We hope it was. Hope I don't jinx myself. Let's go for 3.
3 clean reps here with your heavy bell. If 3 is too many, you're around that 1 or 2 mark with this heavy bell. Practice strong. Finish with that nice clean rep. Even just spending time holding that bell in the rack position.
Yep.
Great way to practice.
Oh, need more rest?
Nope.
Okay. When those conditions line up, step forward with your bell and press for 3 with Lauren. Clean to rack, core tension, 1. 2. That breathing matches the exertion through those abs on the press. Solid presses, Lauren.
Boom.
Last time
right.
today.
Round 16, Ian. Heavy presses here. 3. We have that off arm strong. Feet rooted into the floor. Glutes driving that bell overhead. Whoa. Park with control. But those are enthused sound effects. They're my crowd noises. Whoa. The crowd goes wild in the distance.
I'm having fun, so it doesn't matter what the crowd says.
5 squats.
Last set of
Last
squats.
set of squats. 30. Well, like this takes us to 30. Here we go. Step. 1, 2, 3. That pull and up. And up. Nice. We get a little time off here. As mentioned previously or earlier in this episode, we have one more get up to do. One each side. That'll take us to get up number 9 and 10.
Yep.
Pick your bell. It could be your lighter one. Could be your heavier one. Could be the one in the back corner.
That
Whatever
one right
you choose.
there.
It's out. It's in space. It's ready.
I think so.
All we need to do is get to the floor and start it.
One more time.
Come on down. Take your time. Get everything in just the right space. We have one last get up on each side here. Oh, I'm starting on my left. How wild.
How wild.
All right. It's a cuddle, it's a roll, and a press. Using that hip, use that hip extension to drive through, pulling on the elbow. Finding that hand, lifting and sweeping. In this lunge position, feel that forward back tension to help you up, and that same pull on the way down. We're opening, hinging and rotating, sweeping, elbow, and down.
Nice.
Nicely done. Sorry about that. We have that one more time, number 9 to 10 on this second side. You gonna call it?
I'll hope I get it
Color
right.
commentary here.
We'll call it, and we'll get the commentary right. Pinky side near the corner. I know that's right because Lauren told me. Pack the shoulder, press with 2 hands, set up the firing range, and extend the hip from here. Push, pull to the elbow. Tall sit, bridge, sweep to the tall lunge. Square it up, stand tall. Pull ourselves back down for the last time. Open that hingy windmill. Sweep a leg, tall sit, and core brace to the floor. 2 hands, cuddle, and down. And then, come on up.
Come on up.
Come on up.
Whew. That felt good.
That did.
Let's put that out of the way and finish with one little stretch.
All right. Kettlebells to the back.
To the back, to the back. We'll have to get back to the floor. We're gonna come down to our tall kneeling position. However you'd like, come down to that tall kneel. From here, let's take one leg to the front and then heel toe it open to the side, but let it go long out to the side. We have that flat foot on the floor. Noticing though how on this side of my body, I'm still stacked shoulder, hip, knee versus reaching all the way out here. So I'm stacked. My foot is flat right now. Gently tilt your tailbone or your pelvis anterior slightly to the ceiling. Now, because you're gonna hinge back on that hip and hands will connect to the floor. If the floor feels too far away right now and you have that rounded spine, feel free to put your hands on a kettlebell or some blocks here. Right now we have that anterior pelvic tilt or that long spine. Our foot is still flat on the floor. We'll keep it connected to the floor. We'll keep that tailbone long as we gently rock back, hips towards ankle of that back leg, and then pull on the floor and pull yourself forward. Let's do that same thing one more time. Hip stays long, pressing yourself back, pulling yourself forward. Now let's change that foot position. So we go to the instep, but then we're gonna rotate our femur so that our inseam tries to face forward. Still with that tailbone tilted to the ceiling, let's sit back, keeping that turnout in the leg as we rock back and then pull forward. And one last time, gently rocking back and then pulling forward. We'll place the instep down. We'll press the hands away. Heel toe that to the front. Zip it underneath. And to the other side. Front lunge. Heel toe open, extend that leg. Full foot. Stacked on that side. Light tilt to the ceiling as you press your hips back, hands find the floor. Feel a little different on side. This side feels the same. Think about it. With that tailbone long, spine long, rock back. Keep that full foot connected. And then feel that pull as you rock forward. Repeat again. Push forward to go back. Spine long, tailbone long. We can have those blocks underneath the hands as needed. We'll pull ourselves forward. Now from here, we'll lift the outside of the foot and rotate again so that the femur rotates and our inseam is forward. But we kept that tailbone tilting to the ceiling as we rock back. Ooh. And then pull forward. One more time. Retilt that tailbone. Press back. Stay long. Pull forward. Place the foot down. Press away from the floor. Heel toe. Let's stand up because it's better.
Ooh.
Or it's just where we're going to go.
Excellent.
Thanks for joining us tonight on this very quick, efficient, simple, not easy swings and things. Strength and swings class.
But with no swings, it was things like our presses and get-ups. I've loved getting underneath that heavy load again. And with Lauren by my side and you at home or wherever you are out there, let's stay together, let's train soon, and do it next week, live at 4:05 on Tuesdays, or in the archive when it suits you best. My name's Ian.
I'm Lauren.
Together, we stay strong. We train together and look forward to doing it again. Have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.